The North Central College men's basketball team came away with a victory in round one of the NCAA tournament, defeating Center College 66-50. We recap the win and take a look at the road ahead right now on the Cardinal Report. Welcome to a special on-location Cardinal Report. I'm your host, Marc Dahlquist. With us to start off this week is head coach for the Cardinals, Todd Raridon. Coach, thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks, Mark, for having me.
So obviously, let's start off with the biggest win. You guys win your first round matchup against the Colonels from Center College. What was that like playing in front of your home fans?
Well, it's always nice. I mean, we've had a very good track record here the last couple of years in Murner Fieldhouse. Our kids obviously are comfortable in the place. It's tough on visiting teams, I think, coming in because of the background that it presents to them, a shooting background. So it was nice that our kids got off. We probably didn't get off to a great start, but I thought we played well as the game went on.
And obviously still early in the tournament, first round action, but you guys really seemed to hit your stride in that second half, like you said, sort of a slow start. But in the second half, the Cardinals, you guys, I don't think, led by less than 12 in that whole second half.
Well, we got the ball inside. I thought our defense was very good. I thought our offense, our passing inside was pretty good. And, when you have Landon inside and you have Charlie inside and Jack inside, that good things can happen, and they did the second half for us. And so, I think that one of the things that, we didn't shoot the ball well from three, but it was nice to see our kids move into 15 to 18 feet instead of trying to cast away from three. And I think that opened things up. I mean, our shooting percentage was not great from three. I think we only made one or two maybe. But yet we shot well from the 15 to 18 foot range.
Yeah, it's always better to get those nice and easy buckets than those three-pointers.
Exactly.
Well, the Cardinal Report was there to see the Cardinals take down the Colonels. Let's go to the highlight. It's been 23 years in the making, but Landon Gamble and the Cardinals hosting their first NCAA tournament game since 1990. The Colonels of Center College coming into Murner Fieldhouse, hoping they have the secret recipe for the upset. Colonels looking extra crisp to start the game, forcing turnovers on North Central's first three possessions, and Blake Cinta gets back-to-back buckets to put Center up 4. But Charlie Rosenberg comes off the bench for the Cardinals and helps turn the tides. First muscling one in down low, then reading Cinta's pass like a book, he takes it all the way for the two-handed slamma-jamma. Then the seniors give the team a boost. First, Aaron Tickness off the pass from Jack Burchett in the paint for 2 of his 10 points. Then Tickness feeds Derek Raridon, and his fadeaway puts the Cardinals up 4. But they weren't done controlling the inside game as Gamble goes to work on back-to-back possessions, going through 2, then 3 Colonel defenders as North Central builds an 11-point lead. But the boys from Kentucky close out the half the same way they started it, scoring the last 4 points as Matt Griggs lays it in on the break. Then Tyler Wesley feeds Chris Taylor, and his spin move cuts the Cardinal lead to 7 heading into halftime. In the second, it was a safe bet feeding Gamble down low. He scores the first 2 NCC buckets in similar fashion as he led all scorers with 17. And it was more solid minutes from Rosenberg off the bench. He had 11 points in 14 minutes, and he pulls in one of his 5 boards here to push the lead to 15. The Cardinals would put it in cruise control the rest of the way as Raridon chipped in 10 points. Jack Marathy sinks 2 of his 8 on a nice drive, and it was Raridon who sealed the deal in this one from long range with 4.5 minutes to go, and the Cardinals keep dancing with a 66-50 win. Coach, you mentioned the three-point shooting. It was difficult for either team in that game. I think at one point both teams were combined 1 for 18 from behind the arc. But the Cardinals, you guys were able to use that to your advantage and really dominate the inside, particularly going to Landon early on in the second half.
Well, that's been our strength for the most part is inside. And I think our philosophy, and it has been for a long time for me anyway, is that we have to have an inside game in our offense to be successful. And consequently, we were fortunate that Landon got going. And, early it had tough go. But I think as the game progressed, I felt like center wore down. Their inside did, and that Landon is strong enough, and he's in much better shape than he has been in the last 2 years for us. And he went to work inside. And then when we subbed him out, subbed in Charlie, I thought Charlie did a nice job, and that's probably one of the better games Charlie's had for us for a long time. And we need him down in this stretch run in the national tournament.
Yeah, it really seemed like Charlie Rosenberg was that spark that the team needed, getting steals, even dunks, getting a couple of those hard-nosed plays that sometimes don't show up on the stat sheet, like taking a charge.
Right, and that's the way Charlie has been playing for us. And the last year, that's where he was. Inside getting those points for us, and he has a tendency to float outside to 15 to 18 feet, and that's not where we need him. I mean, there are not a lot of people in our league, not a lot of people at Division III level that can stop Charlie inside, because he has really nice moves, and we just have to get him in there so people can see him.
You guys have had a nice complement of big man, and one of the questions coming into this season we talked about was losing Kevin Gillespie, who was your senior leader last year, helped you guys make a nice push in the tournament. And you guys have sort of had a point guard by committee this year, but it's really seeming to settle down, and you guys are finally getting some consistency out of that position.
Well, we are. And, Kevin was a great point guard for us, especially towards the end of the year last year. He pretty much carried us for a couple games in the tournament. But at the same time, like you said, I think we're doing it by committee. I think Pat's doing a tremendous job. I think Jack's coming off the bench doing a nice job. And Brandon, Brandon Williams started for us early in the season. He's kind of been more demoted to the bench, but I still think that he can help us, and because he's one of our better defensive players. And when you get to the national tournament, I mean, there's so many good offensive players that you have to have his type of athleticism and defensive prowess that he has, that we need to play Brandon probably a little bit more.
And it's not really a demotion to the bench, because those guys are still coming in, giving you quality minutes, and it's all about being effective at the right time. So whether you're coming in early in the second half or you're starting the game, as long as you're getting quality minutes, this team really needs to work together, starters and subs, if they want to go far. Exactly,
and basketball is a team game, and it's not just so much who's doing what, but it involves everybody. And if you can get a couple steals, a couple rebounds, get us into our offense first, especially from point guard position, that's key for us. And so far, we've been very fortunate that, like I said, by committee, and they're doing a tremendous job for us.
Well, Coach, it's definitely been fun to watch. Don't go anywhere, because after the break, we continue to break down the Cardinals with Coach Raridon right after this.
Loaves and Fishes Community Pantry provides more than food. We provide hope. With your help, we can provide food and hope to children, families, and seniors in need. Please visit us online to find out how you can join us in the fight to end hunger in our community. Loaves and Fishes, the power of community to change lives.
Welcome back to the Cardinal Report. With us still is head coach for the men's basketball team, Todd Raridon. Coach, so we talked about your guys' first round win, but take us back a week before that, where you guys claim your second straight CCIW tournament title. That had to have felt good, holding that trophy for the second straight year.
Well, it was. It was nice for our players and our program, our coaches as well. I thought that we played well against Wheaton, and on Friday night, and then Saturday night, we were fortunate, I think, that Augustana beat Wesleyan on their home floor, or I should say at Wesleyan. So consequently, we had Augustana really on a neutral floor again, and I thought we played well again, and you want to play well going in the postseason, and that was the start of the postseason, and we were fortunate, like I said, to come out with the trophy for the second year. And it's a tribute to the kids in the program, it really is, and our coaches. I mean, I've said this before, I have a tremendous coaching staff that does a lot of behind the scenes. I probably get way too much credit for what goes on with the program, but they really deserve a lot of the accolades that have come our way, and deservingly so. And we've been fortunate. We've had good players and we have good coaches.
Some of those accolades announced this week as the Cardinals, or the CCIW announces the all-conference honors, and there's a number of Cardinals that made that list.
Well, there is. Landon Gamble was first team all-conference again. It's the third year in a row for him. And Derek was first team as well. and Player of the Year in the conference. And to me that means a lot because it's coming from the other coaches in the conference.
Right.
It's not coming from me as his coach or his father. So I'm proud of Derek, and I know that it doesn't happen without the kids that are around Derek. And Derek would admit that as well, that it has, it's a team effort, and he's just part of the team that has been fortunate that he gets that award. But, we also had Aaron Tickness and Vince Kamick were third team. And so we had 4 kids on all conference, which is pretty special.
Derek Raridon's had quite the career here at North Central College. We recap the past 4 years in this week's Cardinal Corner.
When Derek Raridon arrived on the scene at North Central College 4 years ago, he wasted no time making a name for himself. In his first year, Derek led the team in scoring, averaging over 21 a game. He set a freshman record for points with 532, was selected to the All-CCIW second team, and was named the National Division III Rookie of the Year by D3Hoops.com. Fast forward to his senior season, and Derek is now part of an elite club with only 2 current members. When all conference awards were announced last week, Derek joined legendary North Central player and coach Bill Warden as the only athlete in program history to be selected to the All-CCIW team for 4 straight years.
Derek's, personally the best player I've ever played with on any level. He does everything from all the little things to, being our leader out there at all times.
The thing is, he's such an unselfish player. He doesn't look to score all the time. He's looking to get guys open. He's looking to take his shots when he's got them. Plays great defense, and he's a great leader, great teammate.
While the Raridon family may have to add a new trophy case for all Derek's individual awards, the most important stat is wins. In Derek's junior season, the Cardinals established a new program record for W's with 22. But he and the team have put that number in the rearview mirror his senior year, notching 25 wins thus far.
To have it be my senior year and to get all those personal achievements is nice, and even more importantly, our team's success has been great this year. I'm proud of my teammates and myself for what we've accomplished, and we just keep working hard to try to keep it going here into the postseason.
Already the program's record holder for games played, Derek needs just 13 more points to move into second on the all-time scoring list behind Warden. But he would trade every bucket opportunity for a chance to move on in the big dance.
When we lost last year in the Sweet 16, it was tough to swallow that loss and know that we were done. We came close, and since then we've kept focus on what we need to do to get back to that stage and keep moving on.
And in order to make their next move, they'll have to take down the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater.
Derek, whenever talking with him, he's always pointing the finger at Aaron or pointing the finger at Vince or even Landon. Giving that credit to where credit is due, because Derek wouldn't be the player he is without those guys surrounding him.
Exactly, and I think on the same token, it's kind of like they wouldn't be the same without some other guys on the team. It's a team game, as I said earlier, so it all works out, and if you have success on the floor, good things happen at the postseason.
And I'm sure you're a proud father having your son win the Player of the Year award, and he's the first 4-time winner, in the history or in a long time at the college. What do you think that leadership can do to help push his team further?
Well, he has playoff experience, and I'm hoping his experience, his leadership will carry us to the next round, through the next round, and hopefully further down the road. But like he has said, and we've tried to tell our kids, you can't go to the third round if you don't get past the second round. And we have a tough matchup with Whitewater, and that's our concentration right now.
Derek, just one of the leaders on this team. You guys have a lot of them in Vince, Aaron, Landon, and all those guys were a part of the team last year that made that push in the NCAA tournament, the first for any of them. What do you think that experience last year did to help this team this season?
Well, I think it gave them motivation, obviously, to go further than they did a year ago. It's not going to be easy. I mean, it wasn't easy a year ago, but you hope that the experience factor, the leadership factor, will carry over this year more so than it did a year ago, because a year ago we were kind of an unknown. This year going in, we're well known within the basketball circles, and as is Whitewater. And so, they're defending national champions, and we have the second round, we have to go against them, but you're going to have to play good teams eventually, and in their second round we find out.
And does it give you a coaching advantage to have that extra week to prepare as opposed to just the 24 hours as it was last year?
Well, I think that helps both teams. It gives Whitewater a week to prepare, and it gives us a week to prepare. It gives us a week to get some kids healthy. Aaron Thickness is still, his knee's still bothering him. Last week, Landon Gamble had strep throat. Little Jack's got strep throat. Big Jack has strep throat.
Are they sharing the same towels?
I think they're sharing something. I'm not. I think the water bottles or something. But anyway, it's something that we have a chance now to get healthy, and I think we are starting to get there. We still have a couple more days of practice. I think our preparation has been good, and I think our focus has been good. Now we just have to carry that over on Saturday.
Well, hopefully the team can carry it over. Coach, best luck against the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater.
Thanks, Mark.
Don't go anywhere, because after the break, we welcome in two Cardinals that are hoping to help the team get to Atlanta. We'll be right back.